That's why I thought you are a different person. My name is Philip Munyasia. I'm the founder of Utepi Kenya project.
Yeah, I'm Robert Shaw from living in Berlin and founder of Prinzessin-Garten. And actually, he's right. We're from different worlds, but what we do is similar in a way and different in a way as well.
The project was founded to surpass some of the challenges that we experience where we live. We live in a place where land is an issue and people live in small spaces possible. So how could people grow enough food in these small spaces? So we need to find an alternative ways how we can do really good, intensive, sustainable way of farming to produce more, enough to feed an ever-growing population.
But we run a community garden. Well, at the moment we run two places as well, one here and one on the suburbans, where we work with neighborhood on the topic of growing food, but not because these people have too little food. It's more that we work on education, on how to treat food properly, because we have too much food. We throw away in Germany 51% of the food we have in the system, and half of that is thrown away by the people from their fridges. They don't worship food, and that causes a lot of problems for themselves, for their health, but as well for the rest of the world. The way kind of rich countries treat food. So we're trying to work on the topic of food more from an educational point by growing food together with neighborhood. Maybe that's what we do.
Utepi Kenya project. It's a community project that's working a lot with the women's and youth on food growing initiatives, sustainable food growing initiatives. And so we're working on to environmental landscape and also social landscape. See how we can also integrate a lot of young people into the agriculture. The project was founded to surpass some of the challenges that we experience where we live, but also how could people live in harmony with nature. So this is what we wanted to instill. Also, the surrounding of where we live, there is a lot of mechanical agriculture, there's a lot of chemical farms around, a lot of water contamination, a lot of injustice, gender issues. So it's all about also trying to find perspective and unlock potential of the African young people. There's a lot of rural-urban migration because there's a lot of unemployment issues. A lot of gender issues. We want to improve and empower our women, because we find in Africa women mostly take part into small-scale farming, and women are the one who are mostly fending for the family. So if you empower the women, it's like empowering the whole community. So these are the people that we focus with. And so when we created this project, it was about just showing people first what we want to achieve. And with this, like we talked before, we don't want to talk like politicians, that we talk much but nothing really happens. Sometimes you have to show example, and this is like a acupuncture point that people say, oh, that works. And so we believe in creating examples that people can see. This is working, and this is always encouraging people. So we believe in developing demonstration places where people can see. And we have, at the moment, 2 active spaces that people could see something, and can learn something, and can go and implement in their homes. So we work with children's, youths, women groups, and we want to expand also this project. And now we are in the process of taking this knowledge to different places and create. We believe that African problem is also an African solution. And community problems have community solutions. So we can't go in different places to solve problems to other communities, but we can create teachers that can help sort out problem in their community. So this is.
And we have different, different ways of approaching people. We work with children as well in schools and kindergartens. We work with children from schools and kindergartens here. We work just with neighborhood because I believe that neighborhood is kind of the local expert for what people need in an area. And so we try to involve them in a way so that they can decide what happens here as well, and really do things and co-decide things, so participate in a way. Our main topic is food, but I think on a layer beyond that, our main topic is community and neighborhood. I think that's what it's really about, because if we talk to each other, if we understand the problems, and if we start to share things, we can act much more sustainable. Neighborhood is not about capitalism, it's about people managing their life together and managing their challenges together.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think our project is also connected in terms of the neighborhood, because we always decide to make spaces where people could meet, because our most challenges also that we have is we are trying to repair relationships. I mean, we always have we have been having a lot of problems with a lot of violence, a lot of conflict, and this is actually has been about tribes fighting each other, fighting because of the land, fighting because of the basic needs like water, fighting for places where they can graze their animals, and this has been creating a lot of enmity. But as far as more people are trying to meet and try to repair their relationship, also there's a lot of political issues that are dividing more people again. So the idea of dividing and rule. So this is the issue. Now we as a project, we creating spaces and platform where people meet and talk and repair relationship, and they can build long-lasting peace. Yeah, just by working together in the garden. Find that people started talking to each other, make friends. They can share their local seeds. Some people have some local technical knowledge that they can learn from each other. And I mean, it's just a matter of creating a fertile ground that people could meet and talk and find solutions.
The interesting part about, I think, what we do here is these talking to each other and what comes out of it in the end, and you can plan that.
Right. Yeah, I think when you say about the food issues in countries like Germany, you have a lot of food. I think, I mean, you have a lot of food, but I mean, there's definitely a lot of waste. But you can imagine in a community where also there's less food, but you still could find supermarkets are throwing away food, which they think it's almost bad, but it actually is not bad. So we also as a project, we have been using that opportunity also as a way of just bringing people together. So we get a lot of harvest from our farms, and this is also, we use it for subsistence use, and also we share with the needies. But also the food that the supermarket throw it away, we want to take it, and also we put it together with our harvest, and we cook for the people living in the streets. It's not only just about giving food to the street people, but also an idea to invite them into our project. And they can also help us in tree planting programs. And so this is the kind of project we did before Corona, but we were controlled when the Corona came, so we stopped it. But at some point also we want to restart it again. So it's about neighborhood, about building the economy, and about sharing. Yeah. So this is also that we also have a need for food, but still people are not using food in a conscious way. They have to throw it at some point.
Yeah, it's crazy how much. I mean, how do you grow? But do you use machines, or do you do everything by hand?
Our idea is to we mostly work with small scale farmers, and our idea always is to make it simple as possible. We use less machines, and we try as much as possible to involve people in most of our work, because also machines are expensive. And when we're talking about building relationship, it's just like we want people to meet, and we meet through working. So if we involve them too much machines, then less people. We want to revitalize the old system of farming, people using cows, animals for digging. And now we have 2 donkeys that we have to train how we can use them into our farms. This is like a low-tech efficient way how we can incorporate nature and work with animals into our farm. Yeah. So these are kind of things that we use. But also we have been working a lot with people like digging ponds. Instead of using machine, we have people who can come and help us dig the ponds, lakes. And this is also it's an opportunity that people also can get an employment. In the beginning, it was a lot of volunteership program. And at some point also we realized some people have to come from a distance, and also a lot of people work from pocket to mouth, so they have to get something to support their family. So we pay some people stipend for their work that they have done into the project. And people are always happy. So we don't give stipend specifically a specific amount of money, but we know each other, we know the need of different people. There are some people can get a lot, some people can get less, but we know them how much they need. There's some women who have a lot of children they need to take care of, so we take care of that. There's some young people who they are not so much needed, then we give them enough amount that they can sustain themselves. So it's also about equality and equity. By chance, I got the opportunity to study in Kenya of organic farming, and just to use natural resources. But I felt it's not enough because I wanted to learn more. And by chance, also I got opportunity to go to US to study another system of farming called bio-intensive agriculture. And that's in California. So the idea is how people can grow food in small spaces possible. And this kind of system that I learned is all about how to build up the soil, that soil can really collect and conserve enough water. So
we have the same issues here.
Yeah.
I mean, I think agriculture, industrialized agriculture is global. You know, you have the same problems. The soil here is the little bit of topsoil, which is about 20 centimeters, has a layer of highly dense soil beneath that because all the tractors with big machines, you know, dancing it into the ground. No water goes in. The topsoil is dead. You could just keep it alive by putting nitrogen fertilizer into it all the time. So it's kind of, water can't properly, you know, keep the soil alive because the lower part is dense and the topsoil is dead. So it's kind of the same problems. The World Agricultural Report from United Nations says small-scale farming, organic small-scale farming is the only way to long-term feed the world. They say that very clearly since 2013, and the world doesn't seem to listen. Now, when I was in Cuba, I by accident were a member of one of these urban gardens that they called it Agricultura Urbana, which is urban agriculture, and saw that system. And when I then came back to Germany, I started to read about it, and I found it very fascinating because if you look at the Cuban system, they have this embargo from US. They can't get fertilizer into the country. They can't get, you know, industrialized seeds. They can't get anything, machines, petrol. So they have a system of handmade, small-scale organic farming. They don't call it organic, but they don't have pesticides and they don't have fertilizer. You know, when I was reading about it, there's a study from United Nations as well, looking at national agricultural systems, saying that Cuba, worldwide, is the only system which, measured in energy, harvests more than it puts in. It's the only national system, because all other national agricultural systems are industrialized. So it's the only de-industrialized agricultural system. It's the only sustainable national agricultural system. And I found that absolutely fascinating. I was thinking, they're doing the right thing, and what we do here with this industrialized farming is just crap. And then I looked at it closer and understood that this transfer from what they do in Cuba to what we do here in Berlin wouldn't work just like you copy paste, just like you said. It's like they don't have capitalism. The space is available because you can't sell it. You can farm on it in the city, and here space has huge value. It's traded all the time, and you know, they are growing food to feed the people. Here in Germany, you don't have to feed anybody. People are throwing away way too much food. So the start of the garden here was kind of a translation into the Berlin reality, and that kind of worked. And that's why these exchanges are so of so much value.
Learning how to conserve water, like rainwater harvesting, how to create a cycle for water is a kind of also something I learned. And a one friend of mine was telling me once that small scale farming is one of the stepping stone out of the poverty. And this is something that we want to put a lot of energy into. Like yesterday, we just discovered that almost 80% of the people of the food that comes from small scale farming, almost 80% of the world food.
Of the well food?
Yeah, come from
Luckily still.
Yeah, from the small scale farming, and that's the system that we want to put more energy in. And the reason why also I'm in Berlin here and Europe is to fundraise, because we have a crowdfunding campaign to start the small scale farming trainings into our society. Now we want to take this knowledge to the people, the small scale farmers, that they can really do it in their homes. And we believe that when small scale farmers are given just the right seed, good fertilizer, have innovative ideas and good distribution market, then the small scale farmers can really help to sustain the food system. The idea is to give everybody opportunity and freedom to express themselves and to experiment different things, and through this you can just know the natural talent and interests of people come out. And always just open to anybody with the passion to come in. The door is always open. Anybody is free to be part of us, but it's just a matter of time.
Man, I don't believe it. You know, you come from Kenya, we're in Berlin, but it's the same challenges.
Yeah.
It's exactly the same thing here. People come, you don't know who they are. It takes time to find out, you know, and it takes effort. You have to talk to them. And you have to see, do something with them. It's fascinating because so much things you say are very similar here. It was difficult to give away this thing I experienced as a baby, you know, but now it worked after, you know, like 4 years of dividing responsibility. At the moment, among about 10 people are in responsible positions. It's a lot of talking because we meet once a week and we talk about everything for 3-4 hours. But it's so nice, it's so inspiring as well to see how other people do their solutions and create spaces or content to the garden. And there's so much, it's probably so much better than if only one person who was overwhelmed anyhow would do that.
Yeah, thanks for sharing this. You know, even for me, I could relate very much with that. You know, there's a saying that goes, once bitten, twice shy. You know, once bitten, twice shy. So we also had our experiences that at some point you gave some responsibility to some people, and then they create really a big mess, and it will take you some years to really build up again. This is a lot of waste of energy. And learning from this experience, it has kept us to be really careful when you are going to delegate some duties. But I could say we are really on the good path, that nice people are coming on the way, and also are free and open to be given some responsibility.